I recorded this video like a long time ago, but it took me this long to edit it. So this is the first time hearing Rebel Girl by Bikini Kill. I have no idea what the guitar sounds like. I took the multi-track and took the guitar track out. And I'm going to come up with my own guitar part while not knowing what actually happens in the song. I did this before with 30 Seconds to Mars, had a lot of fun. I did it with this one. This one wasn't really one of my favorite songs, so when you get to my part at the end, I'm not as positive. I'm just spoiling that now in case you don't want to hear that. But I liked the song enough that I did it, so yeah, here we go. So as you can see here, we got Rebel Girl up. Now, I do not have the guitar tracks anywhere present here, so I'm not listening to them at all. As you can hear, we've got all the drums. Got the bass coming in too. And then there's some vocals.
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood.
Now the extra track, I'm looking at the waveforms and I'm guessing, because I know how these multi-tracks usually work, I'm guessing these little blobs here are backing vocals and these longer strips are something else, which could be guitar, which means I'm going to cut those. But, because I haven't listened to any of those chunks, I don't know what that is. And I don't want to know, because that'll mess with my writing here. But I believe this will, let's hear if I'm right. Okay, yeah, I'm right. So that's just backing vocals. So I'm going to go in and cut everything that does not look like it's little backing vocals and leave everything that is, so that the vocals still sound right. I got the song loaded up on the computer over there. Can you see it? Can you see it? Yeah, you can see it. Okay. By the way, real quick, if anybody comments about my fingernails, I'm going to come to your house and scratch your eyes out with them. Anyways, so I'm listening to this, and the bass kind of comes in at a certain point. And what the bass is doing here is a very simple, like... And now, with this obviously being like a punk song, right? Naturally, my instinct is to just follow that. But there was a lot of times when I was doing that 30 Seconds to Mars song I did last, where I thought to just go simple and follow the bass, and I would listen back and go, oh shit, there's a bunch of weird lead parts here. What the hell? So much stuff I didn't see coming. And so I just don't want to be lacking, you know? And I don't know Bikini Kill. I don't know this band. So I don't know if their guitar player is like really simple or actually does intricate stuff. So I want to try to do something instead of going for the, I think I want to go up here while the bass is still going down there, because then the root notes of my power chords, also the fifths of that. I got it wrong. It was, that's where I got to do it then. So I want to play with that a little bit. Just get a basic riff and try to make it vary a little bit, right? I want to make it interesting. And then when the verses come in, because the bass kind of does the same thing for a lot of it. So what I want to do is find ways to make it change up and not just do that the whole song. Because another issue I think I ran into when I did the Kill was there's a lot of parts where I just did the same thing twice. And the guy in that band didn't do that. The guy in that band was like changing stuff up. I just kind of have to try to make things interesting, because I do not want to just go the basic. I don't just want to do that and then find out that they did some crazy shit in the song. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm at. Okay, so what I'm thinking here is we got this part here. And then I'm thinking we get to the verse and I might switch it up. So I don't know what we're doing here. I'm mainly trying to come up with a riff. I'm gonna try to not just completely follow the bass. I'm gonna try to do some changes here and there, and then after that first little chorus there, we'll see what I do. So I will say that I did kind of skip over a lot when I was recording this. We're gonna kind of skip forward, and there's gonna be some different stuff that you didn't really hear my process on. And the reason behind this is just because when I'm in a songwriting kind of thing, I get kind of into the zone. But whenever I'm on camera, I feel like I have to do something for the camera, just something. And it's really hard to maintain both at the same time. So we're gonna skip ahead a bit, but that is why. Okay, so what I was doing here was, for the main bit, mostly doing what I was talking about, trying to follow the bass, but also make some changes at the same time. And then when we get to the verse, I kind of do that, but I kind of do it more down low.
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. She got the hottest track in town. That girl.
And then we get up to the chorus here, and I did something I'm really proud of here. So let me just play this for you isolated, because, well, first, I was listening to the vocals, and I was like, there's the part where she goes, rebel girl, right in here.
Rebel girl.
And so originally what I had here was I just had a thing where I'm going to get into the middle of it so you don't hear the lead part. Right, I was doing that kind of thing, right? And then on this track, I had it a little higher. But then I heard those backing vocals. I'm like, I want to add a lead that supports them. So that's how I came up with this harmony thing. And I think it fits really well. So we'll see what I come up with next. So after the chorus, there's some space, and I decided there needed to be a guitar solo. I'm not very good at guitar soloing, though. So I had to look up a few scales and pick some notes that I liked and mess around with them. And I came up with this. It's not impressive, but this is what we got. Again, that's super not impressive, but I like it enough. It's what I got. I wanted to do something more energetic. I guess I could go like... I could. I don't know. I feel like this song does kind of benefit from a more simple solo, even though mine is a little more simple than I want it to be. You know, I feel like some crazy like fucking crazy shredding shit would just. I mean, not only can I not do it, but even if I could. Yeah, it just wouldn't really fit here. I don't think it would seem out of place. You know what I mean? 'Cause this is like a punk song. It's supposed to not be super complicated. You know. Alright, the song's pretty much done by this point, so there's only one thing left, and that is to share my version with you before listening to the original. So let's listen together.
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. She got the hottest track in town. That girl, she holds her head up so high. I think I wanna be her best friend, yeah. Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl, rebel girl, I think I wanna take you home. I wanna try on your clothes. When she talks, I hear the revolution in her hips. There's revolution. When she walks, the revolution's coming in a kiss. What is a revolution? Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl, rebel girl, I know I wanna take you home. I wanna try on your clothes on. That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. I got news for you. She is. They say she's a but I know she is my best friend, yeah. Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl, I know I wanna take you home. I wanna try on your clothes. Love you like a sister, always so sister. Rebel girl, come and be my best friend. Really rebel girl, I really like you. I really wanna be your best friend. Be my rebel
All right, I have Rebel Girl by Bikini Kill queued up now. So I'm going to hear this for the very first time with the guitar track. So let's hear what we got going on. I have no idea what to think. Oh. Okay. Hold on. What the fuck was that? That was weird. Wait, let me listen to just the guitar. Okay, already off the bat, I'm not sure what I think of this. I did not expect it to be that. That just ooh. Okay, well let's keep going. Okay, what do we got now?
That girl thinks she's the queen of the neighborhood. She
Okay.
got the hottest track in town. That girl, she holds her head up so high. I think I wanna be your best friend, yeah. Rebel girl, rebel girl, rebel girl, you are the queen of my world. Rebel girl,
Okay.
rebel girl,
pause here. Okay, when we got to the chorus, I gotta say I'm a little disappointed so far. If I'm being honest, I tried to do something a little creative with the chorus. I tried to change up the rhythm a bit, but no, they just. So I'm a little disappointed. I was thinking there'd be more to it than that. Um, okay, okay. So like during the verse, they just kind of follow the bass, but like smash like all the strings when it goes down to the other notes, and then in the chorus they just follow the bass, but they actually try to play it. Okay, well let's get to this part with the. It sounded like it was starting to do a guitar solo. So let's hear this. Dude, that was like a Kurt Cobain guitar solo. What was that? I think I liked this song a lot better before I heard the original guitar. Oh, I feel so bad for shitting on it. Because I had such high praise to the last one we did, 30 Seconds to Mars. Hmm. Okay. Well, maybe they'll do something really cool by the end. I can't judge it too fast. Okay. It, dude, was Kurt Cobain secretly on this or something? Well, this sounds like him playing. And I love Nirvana, but Kurt Cobain fucking sucks at playing a solo. I'll tell you that, right? That's the only thing I don't like him at. But this sounds like fucking Kurt Cobain guitar solo shit. Okay, I think part of it has to do with it's kind of sloppy punk playing, but also whatever amps they're using sound like trash. That guitar tone is just like god awful, you know? Everything else, the drums sounded great, the bass sounded low and dirty, but in a great way. The vocals sound alright, they don't sound terrible. But this guitar tone is just, what were they doing? I guess that's to be expected with punk music, but I don't know. I feel let down because I feel like everything else sounded good. So why does the guitar sound so bad? Okay. Gotta keep going though. Gotta hear the whole thing. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say. Here are the differences that I've noticed. Um, I've noticed some of the differences between mine are that what I tried to do is first I tried to follow the bass, and then I tried to go, okay, first I'm following the bass. Now where can I deviate a little bit? Where can I kind of add some depth to it? So that's why sometimes I'd go and instead of using the bass root note as my root note, I'd use the fifth to that up. So it's like going up, like as if the root note to the power chords I was doing would be a fifth to the bass note to make a weird kind of multi-instrumental power chord thing. I'm not explaining this well at all. You can tell because I have to move my hands around. Yeah, I'm not explaining this well. Another thing I noticed is that the guitar tone itself, we both had distortion, obviously, but mine was kind of more of like I guess more of a cleaner distortion. Mine was something that you'd expect to hear on more like of a professional style record, whereas this was more in line with punk, right? It was really dirty. It sounded like they were playing on like a cheap ass amp, which it almost kind of sounded like a really old school distortion, like 50s distortion that sounded like shit. And yeah, it felt like I was trying to throw a lot more variety in there, which was kind of hard because this song doesn't have a lot of variety to begin with. But I tried to do as much as I could there. And it feels like this guitar player just didn't. It feels like the song is just kind of like the same thing the whole time. Which, again, I tried to change that in my version, but that's clearly not what the song was doing. And the one thing I noticed is that the guitar solos, again, I am just going to say it. I suck at playing guitar solos. I am not a good guitar solo player, right? Just to come up with my solo, I literally had to go online and look up different scales and go, oh, this scale sounds good, because I don't even know my scales, right? And I still was able to make something with it, and come up with it. But still, I'm not great. Despite that, even I'm disappointed by the solos that are here, because I'm just like, okay. Again, it just sounds like Cobain solos. And as much as I love Kurt Cobain, at least Cobain's crappy solos don't tend to ruin Nirvana songs, because Nirvana songs tend to be, I guess, I don't know. I think Nirvana songs are a lot more dynamic and they're a lot better. So when a solo comes on, it's there. I've never really heard a Kurt Cobain guitar solo and went, "Holy shit, this dude rips." But sometimes the anti-solo in some of his songs kind of works as like a break, just because there's so much other different things going on. Here, I just don't like it. It's like, because the song is just kind of looping. And then there's a part where the guitar player plays something really noisy and incoherent in between choruses. And I really don't like that. One thing that I have to say is not really a complaint about the song, but more so a thing I notice is after the second chorus, in my version, I didn't do a solo. I kind of like let things ring out, and then I kind of had like one guitar on one side playing something light, and the other side was kind of like, I was trying to bring things down, and that way when we got to that final chorus, it'd be pushing things back up, right? But it seems like they didn't do that here, and they just went for another Cobain style solo, two in one song. Ooh, that's a double whammy right there. And yeah, all in all, I gotta say that the first one we did, when we did 30 Seconds to Mars, I loved that song. That song was great. I liked it before I even knew what the guitar sounded like. And then when I found out what the guitar really sounded like, I was like, holy shit, this song is so amazing. I could have never come up with this in 100 years. This one, on the other hand, I'm a lot more disappointed in, I have to say. So, well, now we know that I'm not a fan of Bikini Kill. No disrespect to you if you like it, by the way, right? No disrespect. It's just not really my thing. But I tried it, gave it a shot, gave it my honest opinion, and I think that's about all I gotta say on that. So if you're a Bikini Kill fan and you're offended that I hate this song, if you're offended by that, then you should check out my band, Killer Rat. There's going to be links to us in the description, and if you want to get back at me, you can go to our music and leave comments telling me how much we suck, and I will not be mad at you for it. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.